Good morning, everyone. Oh, thank you. Some energy. लगता है कॉफी नहीं पिए लोगों ने अभी तक. Good morning once more. It's a good day. So welcome to third edition of Global Fintech Festival 2022. It's the third from a virtual perspective because we have been running this edition for last 2 years virtually. And this is the first one, physical one. But before I continue my welcome note, let me first invite some of the key people behind Global Fintech Festival for this year's event. First of all, I welcome and invite Sri Kris Gopalakrishnan, who's also chairman of Global Fintech event, the chairman of the advisory board. Kris, sir. I would like to invite Dilip Asbe. Dilip? Oh, I hope he'll be joining us soon. I would invite Srinivas Jain, co-chair at FCC and colleague at GFF team. Smita Agarwal. Rajesh Bansalji, head of RBIH, also advisory board member at GFF team. Subho and Gaurav and Sandeep, without you this can't be complete, so please come over. I think these two names you would have seen more than any one of us. So, Sandeep. So it's always an emotional moment for me. It's like you dream of something for many years, and then you see it happening right before your eyes. So the journey for GFF started somewhere in 2018, while the seed probably were sown, right, early days when some of us were attending some large global events. So 2018, we planned for this event, and since then, due to pandemic, we had to shift it to the virtual part. But in a more sense, this is the first physical platform that we started. So in that sense, you could also treat it as the first year of the event for the complete full platform that we have brought together here. I think the genesis of GFF has been that in our career as a fintech professionals, BFSI professional leadership around financial services, we have seen a lot of such platforms across the globe. In US Money 2020, in Singapore Fintech Festival, in Europe, you see Cybos. And we have, again, many of us have been there, and we were always awed and inspired the way kind of the platform were built, the kind of participation, opportunities, knowledge sharing that happened there. And I also personally noticed that there's been a very interesting Indian participation from 20% to 40% of the audience. Probably at SFF, 40%, maybe in Money 2020, about 20%. And what we were realizing somewhere around 2017-18, that Indian ecosystem of fintech is growing very large. And it's not easy for all of you to go there. At the same time, the way the leadership of India is emerging in fintech space, probably the whole world wants to know what's happening in India, what's happening with UIDI, what's happening with UPI, what's happening with IMPS, what's happening with the entire digital India stack, and there are so many things happening here. And we thought, how do we create a single platform where all of us and all Indian companies can also come and contribute and participate with the entire world's ecosystem? So that has been the genesis. And since then, there can't be a better time than this year. Because if you look at the way the economy has shaped up, today we are the 4th largest economy in the world in terms of GDP. We're already gunning for 5 trillion economy, which will make us 3rd largest very soon. Interestingly, when it comes to fintech, across the globe, we are already 3rd largest in terms of number of companies, in terms of investments, in terms of number of unicorns, and many similar parameters. And I believe that there is a chance for us to be the 2nd largest very soon in the fintech space. So there couldn't have been a better time for us to learn, exchange, and create that platform right here in India. And also at some stage, while in our debut year itself, the virtual platform, we are the one amongst the 3 largest platforms. I think even this being a first physical edition, we will be amongst top 3. Idea is with all your love and support, how do we again take the leadership position and become the largest in next couple of years? So I will continue to look forward for your suggestions on that. Uh, the scale of the GFF for this year is kind of mind-boggling, and there's a lot of hard work by the people sitting here, and some of them who are not present, they will be meeting you next 2 years. I'm sorry, next 2 days. I'm already probably lost with so many things happening. Next 2 days. If you see this year, you're talking about over between 20 to 30,000 registered delegates. You're talking about over 800 speakers, 200 plus women, over 200 global speakers. You're also talking about 200 plus exhibitors, which you will meet right next door. Again, mix of global and local companies presenting best of the opportunities to network and talk about business opportunities. We also have about 12 interesting research reports with best of the partners that you would again get it firsthand here as they get released. There are about 26 winners in the various FinTech awards category happening tonight. You also have about 10 plus companies which will be given funding by certain investors and during the course of 3 days. There are about 10 plus startups. There are multiple product showcases even by the large companies such as NPCI. And the participation is from all kind of companies here. So while we bring you the best, and I think we will continue to work with all your love and support that we see with more and more of you coming and joining us here, do give us a feedback to make it even better and a faster becoming the largest event and the platform across the globe sooner. With this, I could go on, but we also have to keep the time. And I would actually, again, thank all my advisory board members, the GFF team members who are here, and request Sri Kris Gopalakrishnan, sir, to come and give us the theme and a vision behind the event and also share a very special message that he's going to share with you. Kris, sir.
Thank you, Naveen, and let me add my personal welcome to all of you. Let me talk about the theme for this year's festival. You know, the festival is termed as Global Fintech Fest. So let me start from the last word first, festival, right? Fest. In some sense, you know, what we have achieved, what you have achieved over the last few years in India is truly unique, amazing, and must be celebrated. The accomplishments in terms of the unique architecture that we have created, the accomplishments in terms of the reach. So for example, less than 15% or maybe 20% of people have credit cards, but 80% of the people can do digital transactions today. And so many accomplishments and so many successful fintech companies, even the large fintech enterprises have adopted technology. It's together, right, with regulators, with the government that we have created. It's truly a public-private partnership, created the fintech ecosystem in India, and it requires us to celebrate, and that's the festival part. The second part is the technology architecture, the fintech architecture. I said it's unique, and I truly believe that it is unique. You know, we have looked at the requirements of a developing country, which is inclusivity, affordability. We have looked at the need of the hour, which is sustainability. We have looked at access, so that every part of the country, every citizen of the country get access to the opportunities provided, the services that are provided, the services that are provided by the platforms that we have created, And that's why I believe it's truly unique. Nowhere else in the world is there an architecture that's such a comprehensive architecture, something that is truly inclusive, accessible, affordable, and in the future it has to be sustainable too. The third piece is global. The industry is global. Finance is global. Transactions are global. Large number of people are traveling around the world, are moving around the world, looking at new opportunities around the world, and commerce is global. So we need to think about harmonization, we need to think about learning from best practices, we need to think about how to reduce risks, we need to think about how to speed up the entire engine of finance. And that's the reason why this event is a global fintech festival, very aptly named. So the global nature of finance, the fintech architecture that is affordable, accessible, sustainable, inclusive, a unique architecture that we have created for the world, and celebration of the successes where we have reached to date. So I hope you participate actively. I hope that you benefit from the next 3 days of deliberations. And as Naveen mentioned, we want to make this a global platform. We want to make this one of the largest platforms for the industry to come together, for the global industry to come together. And your active support and participation in making that happen would be very, very important. So welcome again and looking forward to the next 3 days. Now I have a very important task. We have a message received from the Prime Minister's office, from the Prime Minister himself, for the Global Fintech Fest 2022, and it's my honor and privilege to read out that message. I'm reading out the message now from the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji. It's heartening to learn that the National Payments Corporation of India, Fintech Convergence Council, and Payments Council of India are collaboratively organizing the third edition of the Global Fintech Fest 2022, GFF 2022. Heartiest congratulations to the organizers and the participants. The fintech sector has been an example of the wonders that can be worked when a government that encourages innovation comes together with the energy of young and innovative minds. From a largely unbanked population to a country that is not only surging towards saturation in banking access, but it's also digitally equipped, it has been a phenomenal journey. Innovation for inclusion has been our mantra, leading to the revolution in public delivery ensured by JAM Trinity, success of UPI in making digital payments a way of life, and India's global rise in the fintech and startup space as a hub of innovation and investment. The theme of GFF 2022 is about creating a sustainable financial world. I'm sure that there will be many deliberations around these, but I would mention a couple of topics as crucial for the future. People involved in the fintech domain know well that constant innovation is the name of the game. Rapid, relentless, and proactive work in ensuring security, safety, and reliability is important to uphold the enormous trust that the people have placed. In India, the fintech domain has earned goodwill by being an enabler of inclusion. There's a need for continued focus on empowering the poorest of the poor by taking quality financial services to them. I'm sure the deliberations in the GFF 2022 will focus on how our fintech sector can play a crucial role in the Amrit Kal, leading to the creation of a strong, prosperous, and inclusive India. May the Global FinTech Festival 2022 be a great success. Signed, Sri Narendra Modi ji. Our thanks to the Honorable Prime Minister for sending this wonderful message, and we take the message to heart. Thank you all very much.
Can we play the AV, please? And I'll also, after that, request Mita
मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों,
to talk about other dignitaries.
this is an event of finance and technology. The FinTech Festival is also a celebration of belief. Belief in the spirit of innovation and the power of imagination.
फिनटेक यूपीआई यानी यूनिफाइड पेमेंट इंटरफेस वर्ल्ड बैंक समेत सबने ये उत्तम से उत्तम प्लेटफॉर्म के रूप में उसकी सराहना की है.
FinTech industry in India is innovating to enhance access to finance and the formal credit system to every person in the country.
और मैं कहता हूं ये फिनटेक का जो प्रयास हुआ ये सही मायने में बाय द पीपल ऑफ द पीपल फॉर द पीपल इसका उत्तम से उत्तम समाधान.
India has proved to the world that it is second to none when it comes to adopting technology or innovating around it.
आज भारत गर्व से कह सकता है कि हिंदुस्तान दुनिया को दिशा दे रहा है.
Now, it is time to convert this FinTech initiative into FinTech revolution. A revolution that helps to achieve financial empowerment of every single citizen of the country.
Good morning. I'm Smita Agarwal, and it gives me great joy and pride to be here at this Global FinTech Fest 2022. It is indeed a great privilege for all of us to host a world-class event right here in the midst of Mumbai city, which is the hub of all FinTech innovation, not just for India, but globally. So welcome you all. I'm adding my good wishes to what has already been conveyed to you by the speakers earlier. I've now been given the responsibility to introduce the next dignitary. Her Majesty Queen Máxima of the Netherlands has served as the United Nations Secretary General Special Advocate for Inclusive Finance and Development since 2009. As Special Advocate of the United Nations, she is a leading global voice in advancing universal access to and responsible usage of affordable, effective, and safe financial services. An important focus of her work is on enabling responsible technology for financial inclusion. In her role as the UNSGSA, she is the honorary patron of the G20's Global Partnership for Financial Inclusion. And she's a Global Agenda Trustee for the World Economic Forum's Global Challenge initiative on the future of the global financial system. India is a focus country of the UNSGSA's advocacy. She has traveled to India many times and will be with us hopefully very soon. And it's my honor to welcome Her Majesty Queen Máxima to the Global Fintech Fest.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to join you by video and to be part of this wonderful festival for the first time. Over the last decade, as the UN Special Advocate, I have witnessed just how quickly financial inclusion has made difference in people's lives. As of 2021, 76% of adults have an account, a 50% increase since 2011. This sharp rise has been fueled by technological revolution stretching across the world. New data from the Global Fintech report shows a long reach of financial technology. From India to East Africa, even the smallest rural merchant are being paid and making payments with the mobile phones they carry in their pockets. Women are a big part of this change. Barriers to mobile ownership are starting to fall, and the gender gap has narrowed from 9 to 6 percentage points. This means millions of more women can tap into the benefits of fintech and digital payments. We have come a long way since mobile phones were first used to leapfrog brick-and-mortar bank branches. People are sending and receiving payments in real time. Those who never had the right documents to open an account or take out a loan can now do so with digital IDs. Also, innovative credit products are being developed under enabling regulatory approaches. Sandboxes, innovation offices, accelerators, and tech sprints have been springboards for exciting new fintech solutions and regulatory adaptation. To sustain these gains, certain policies and infrastructure need to be in place, namely digital public goods. Some are critical for accessing fintech and the digital economy, such as connectivity, network towers, and digital IDs. Others make markets work better for customers, such as fair competition and interoperable payment systems. Some protect the financial system and the people using it, like cybersecurity, consumer protection, and digital and financial literacy. Too often, digital infrastructure and policies are considered in separate silos, but really, these public goods work best together. One digital public good that requires more attention is data governance and privacy. When individuals and businesses share their data, they often do not know how valuable it is. Most grant consent without reading the terms and conditions, which, as we all know, are often long and hard to comprehend. Accessing one's data is another challenge. For customers, it is nearly impossible to share their own data and use it to select suitable products or get better terms, such as lower interest rates. So, they cannot access their own data, and they're also not benefiting from it. Customers deserve more transparency and involvement in how their data is collected, shared, and used. To better understand how we can empower individuals and small businesses, the EU Data Act and India's Data Empowerment and Protection Architecture are two initiatives to watch. India has been a global leader in showing what is possible with the Indian stack, which combines Aadhaar ID cards, the United Payments Interface, and account aggregators into a powerful tool for inclusive digital finance. Similar tools can be applied elsewhere, and not just in large economies. Peru and Estonia are examples of small nations that have created robust and inclusive digital public goods. We have to learn from each other. Organizations such as the Bank for International Settlements, the United Nations, and the World Bank Group can act as facilitators for governments and central banks to exchange knowledge on global public goods. New global platforms are also guiding the conversation, such as the Digital Public Goods Alliances. Others are mobilizing global funding for digital public infrastructure, such as Co-Develop. And critical international forums, such as the G20 and the IMF World Bank annual meetings, can help prioritize digital public goods high on the global agenda. At the heart of all of these activities are the customers who want to live a financially healthy life and to seize opportunities that the digital economy can create. Digital financial products and services should not only do no harm, they should also do good. Credit products can help people meet their long-term goals, but too much debt can damage financial health. There are many opportunities to promote financial health. For example, with saving products that nudge people to reach a financial goal, or by encouraging financial institutions to measure the financial health of their customers and flag rising debt burdens. During this week's festival, you will be able to discuss these important issues. How can the public and private sector come together to effectively design, invest in, and govern digital public goods? How can we empower individuals and small businesses with their own data? How can we encourage the development of financial products that build resilience and financial health? I wish you every success in your efforts to create a digital financial system that really benefits everyone.
Rajesh ji?
A very good morning, everyone. A warm welcome from obviously the Advisory Council. Chairman sir has already said. I just wanted to say a couple of words. One is, as you are aware, and this, we are Reserve Bank Innovation Hub, and we look forward to meeting you over the next 3 days, wholly owned subsidiary of RBI. And this Global Fintech Festival holds, a lot of potential for our work, because we want to ensure how do we get finance and technology to 1 billion people. So it's an honor for us, and we look forward to working with all of you. All the best.
Thank you, Rajesh ji. I'll now invite Srinivas sir to do the closing for part A, and then we move into another important event for the day, which is the report release. Srinivas sir.
Good morning. Oh, what a phenomenal opening session for GFF today. We sincerely thank our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji for his message on constant innovation for inclusion and how in India, fintech domain has earned goodwill for enabling inclusion. Under his able guidance and leadership, India has emerged as a digital leader in fintech. We thank you from the bottom of the heart, sir. We are also very thankful for Her Majesty Queen Máxima, United Nations Special General Secretary, advocate for very powerful message on inclusion finance for development, especially on how women are one of the key groups benefiting from fintechs and digital revolution. While a lot of good examples were given by her on how digital public goods are impacting the world as a whole. Also, a special thanks to Kris sir for his guidance and his leadership, and especially chairing the advisory committee for this GFF event, a grand event, along with all our committee members. Special thanks to organizers, and a special thanks to NPCI, FCC, and PCI for putting this together. I would be actually lacking if I were not to thank RBI, Department of Economic Affairs, and IFSCA for their partnership in designing the program, and of course getting us powerful leaders to speak in this event. We would also like to thank our multiple sponsors and exhibition partners who are there today and tomorrow. Please do visit their stalls. Today is actually a very power-packed day. We are starting off this event immediately after this with the launch of a report by EY. Immediately after that, we have the most important session of the day, the address by the Finance Minister, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, along with conversation with Kris sir. We have an interesting session followed by Finance Minister on bridging the digital divide by WhatsApp team. Another very interesting session to look out for today is Health 2.0 by Dr. R.S. Sharma. We're going to talk about all the innovative things India is doing on the new national health stack. There's an interesting session by Rajya Sabha MP from Odisha, Mr. Amar Patnaik, on how regulations will define Indian fintech. There's an interesting session by NPCI, and should not miss it, on barriers and drivers for driving for the next billion. That's coming later off in the second half. And one of the important keynote speeches today in the second half will be by RBI Governor Shri Shaktikanta Das. He will be physically present here and talking to us. We have multiple product launches and hackathon planned during the day today. Of course, we have a very important event in the late in the evening, recognizing all the fintech winners or the leaders of fintech, followed by a special NPCI-sponsored Sundowner event after the award. So we have a really power-packed day today. Looking forward for interacting with each one of you. I'd like to invite the host to carry from here. Thank you very much.